there and then I'll press record.
Okay.
Good to go. Okay, hang on.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me tonight, fellow counselors and everybody at home tonight. So if we can start the meeting off, we'll have the call to order. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Belinda and Peter. Be it resolved that we do call this regular meeting of council to order on Wednesday, October 27th, 2021 at 6 p.m. All in favor? It's carried. Oh, the Indigenous and Land Acknowledgement. I'll read that, I take it. The Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne would like to begin this meeting by respectfully acknowledging that the land which we are gathered here today is a Treaty 9 from 1905 to 1906 territory, the traditional lands of the Indigenous peoples. As we work towards reconciliation, may we all live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship within all its diverse peoples. Thank you. Review and note any changes to the agenda. None being any. Approval of agenda. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Drago and Belinda. Be it resolved that council does hereby approve the agenda as presented. All in favor? Carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof, or declaration of conflict of interest. If there's any now or any point in the meeting tonight, please let me know. Thanks. Correspondence, action items. The first on our agenda tonight would be the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, or ROMA conference delegation requests. Everybody had it in their package. Has everybody looked at it and decided? So can I have a mover and a seconder, please?
John?
Yeah.
I don't have a resolution for that one. This is just for what council would like for delegation meetings at ROMA. The next one is for the actual conferences.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, so we should have a further discussion. Do you want to have a discussion now on that topic? I see a yes. Anybody have a request for a delegation? I guess not. Drago, please.
Yeah, through you, Chair Faroff. I think we should, again, the old standard funding for our roads within our community. I mean, that's a standard procedure by now after 7 years being here. Also, if they could help us with the water and sewer capital projects, because we'll be in thick of things next year and the year after. So basically, even if we not receive a grant, we could put the ministries on notice what we are doing. And Gail does a fantastic job of putting a report together, which is good document from them, a living document that they could go on in the future. So they're not blindsided what we're looking for. I think so. The roads and water and sewer infrastructure, because I think it'd be a high necessity in the next 3 to 5 years. We'll have to be replacing most of it. So those are two key areas, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Belinda, please. No. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
The mall, can you put that down? Taking it down. We need assistance.
Good idea. Very, very good idea. Does anything else come to mind while we're here tonight, guys? Counselors?
Or you can email me, within the next couple of weeks as well.
I'm wondering if we could make a mention for putting in the fiber optic lines in town. Is that something that we can talk about?
Yeah. Who would you think would be the best ministry for that?
Wouldn't that go under the infrastructure?
It might, yeah.
Did you want something, Drago? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. Yeah, northern development would be obviously, because we're northern, that would be a good ministry, I think. And because the person is from Thunder Bay, so I think that be person be more in touch. And I agree with Gail that we should give us a week or so to more in depth of what we're looking at. I think we should take this very seriously. And we should meet as many as possible, especially being last year. Being next year before the election, so we could put much effort as possible to meet most ministers that we can. Thank you.
Yes, I agree, Drago. Thank you. Good idea. So if there's no other comments, we could move forward. Okay, so we go to number 7, conference, seminars, and training. Ontario Good Roads Association 2022 conference is coming up. Okay, we do have a resolution. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Drago and Peter. Moved by Drago, second by Peter. Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby approve the expenditures to be incurred by the following to attend the 2022 Ontario Good Roads Association Annual Conference to be held Sunday, February 27th to Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022 at the Fairmont Royal York Hotel in Toronto, Ontario. So we're looking for potentially 3 people. Gail, go ahead, please.
Well, Mayor Fort will be going to that anyway, as she's on the board, but it will be paid for by the board. So that's not going to be an expense for the township. And I do believe that the public works manager might be interested in attending. I didn't actually speak to him about it, but I think that's probably sort of his kind of bailiwick there. So if he's agreeable to that, I think that would be a good idea.
I very much agree with that.
Yes, I agree with it.
Thank you. So I take it if Mayor Cheryl Ford attends, we don't have to put her on this list, right?
Yeah, correct.
Do we want to send anybody else? Is there a volunteer from council or? Okay, so I only have one attending and that is Dwayne. Is that correct? Okay, all in favor of sending Dwayne? That is carried. Next up on our list is the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, ROMA, 2022 Rural Opportunities Conference. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Linda and Drago. Resolution is be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby approve the expenditures to be incurred by the following to attend the 2022 Rural Ontario Municipal Association, or ROMA, Rural Opportunities Virtual Annual General Meeting and Annual Conference to be held Monday, January 24th to Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. We can have up to 3 people to attend. Do we have any takers? Drago, Belinda?
So,
ahead,
through you, Chair, to Gail, that is virtual, correct? Only virtual, which I'm looking at, yeah. And
It is virtual.
that I would be interested in that because it's virtual. That's the only reason. Thank you.
Did you have your hand up to want to attend, Belinda? Yes. So I have Belinda and Drago on the list.
So I'm thinking that I can attend if need be. But I am wondering if we can just put, well, I guess we'll have to make reservations, but I was gonna say myself or deputy clerk, just so that somebody else gets some experience. I'm just not sure where that's gonna be at. So could we just put a title in there, CEO, clerk, or deputy clerk? There
Yes.
should be a staff member go to, so. Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to send, we have 3 people on the list, Belinda Kistemaker, Drago Stefanik, and the CAO or deputy clerk. All in favor? And that would be carried. Okay, if we move on to number 8, new or other business, 8.1 is the Hornepayne Housing Corporation Property Liability Insurance 220 Front Street. We have a resolution for that. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Belinda and Peter? We'll read the resolution. Whereas the Hornepayne Housing Corporation is a municipal services corporation established by the township, who is the sole shareholder to deal with housing issues in the community. And whereas the Hornepayne Housing Corporation is in the process of purchasing the Parkview Apartments located at 220 Front Street, Hornepayne, Ontario, from the Hornepayne Economic Development Corporation. And whereas the Hornepayne Housing Corp is unable to acquire standalone property and liability insurance for said property, and whereas property and liability insurance must be in place prior to the transfer of the property from HEDC to the Hornepayne Housing Corporation. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby agree to have the Hornepayne Housing Corporation listed as a named insurer under the Township's municipal insurance policy with AON Reed Stenhouse in order that the property transfer can be completed with the understanding that the Hornepayne Housing Corporation will continue to investigate alternate and independent insurance options and will reimburse the townships for related costs. Any discussion on the matter? I see none. All in favor? That would be carried as well. Carried. Okay, that was good. No resolutions, so we go to number 10 are the bylaws, 10.1. Bylaw number 1883, Hornepayne Housing Corporation borrowing bylaw, shareholders approval. Bylaw number, okay, we have a motion for a resolution for it. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Drago and Belinda. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1883, being a bylaw to provide shareholder approval to the Hornepayne Housing Corporation's borrowing bylaw number 3, being hereby read a first and a second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? That's carried. Okay. Moving to number 10.2. Resolution, could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Peter and Belinda. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1884, being a bylaw to enter into a transfer payment agreement between the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne and Her Majesty the Queen in Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, be hereby read a first and a second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? That's carried. Okay. 10.3. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Belinda, second by Drago. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1885, being a bylaw to repeal bylaw number 1831, the agreement of purchase and sale between the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne and Hornepayne First Nations Incorporated, and bylaw number 1835, a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1831, be hereby read a first, a second time, and be considered read a third time and finally passed. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried.
On my agenda was, I noticed my last and second last pages were out of order, so I'm not sure if yours are as well. It should be on 10.4.
I have the 10.4. Yeah, I have it here, I think.
Okay,
Okay, I'll sign that after. I guess I gotta sign the second page to that one, eh? Bylaw number 1885. Item number 10.4, bylaw number 1886, memorandum of understanding, Hornepayne Snowmobile Club prescribed snowmobile trail land use permit. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Linda and Peter. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1886, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a memorandum of understanding or an MOU with the Hornepayne Snowmobile Club, Inc., or Snowmobile Club, for land use permission hereby read a first and a second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? And carried. Oh, section 11, motion and notices of motion, there being none, I take it. 12 is we're going to enter into a closed session. Okay, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Linda and Peter. Be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting at 6:24 be closed to the public in order to discuss the security of the property of the municipality or local board, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, pursuant to section 239, 2A and B of the Municipal Act 2001. All in favor? Carried. Okay, thank you. So we move to the other link, I take it?
correct.
Okay, we'll see you there. Is everybody ready?
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We just had a closed session and it was a discussion on an ongoing investigation, just an update for us. Nothing was determined or discussed. So if we can, business arising from closed session, there being none. The last one is the adjournment, the confirmatory.
Don,
Go
you
ahead.
need to reopen your meeting.
Yes, thank you. Okay, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Drago and Belinda. Moved by Drago, second by Belinda. Be it resolved that the council of the corporation of the township of Hornepayne does hereby return to open council at 6:43 PM. All in favor? Carried. Okay, thank you for that. So again, in our closed session, we discussed local investigation. It's ongoing and no further discussion. We had an update and we can't discuss any further, so. No more business from arising from closed session, there being none. The last 14 is adjournment, confirmatory. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Peter and Belinda. Be it resolved that bylaw number 1887, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at their regular meeting held Wednesday, October 27th, 2021, be hereby read a first and a second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? Carried. Okay, and the final one. Oh, before I read the final resolution, I just wanted to give a little shout out to Jennifer Hill, who prepared the package for me tonight. Did an excellent job. Thank you very much. So if I can have a mover and a seconder for our closing, please, Drago and Peter. Be it resolved that council does hereby adjourn this regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, October 27th at 6:46 PM. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Enjoy your evening, guys.
This